The radical power of authentic disruption, unleashing your true self to revolutionize success. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we explore groundbreaking ideas that challenge the status quo and redefine success. Today, we have the extraordinary privilege of sharing insights from a true visionary, a woman whose ideas are not just reshaping how we approach self-development, but are igniting a revolution in personal empowerment. I recently had the honor of interviewing Jennifer Jackson, a force of nature whose unconventional wisdom is transforming lives and inspiring a new generation of authentic leaders. Jennifer Jackson isn't just another self-help guru or motivational speaker. She's a disruptor, a paradigm shifter, a woman who dares to challenge everything we thought we knew about success and personal growth. Her work isn't just changing individual lives, it's sparking a movement that has the potential to reshape our entire society. Through her groundbreaking approach, Jennifer is empowering people to break free from the chains of conformity and embrace their true selves in ways that are both radical and profoundly transformative. Imagine for a moment a world where being unapologetically yourself isn't just accepted, but celebrated as the cornerstone of personal empowerment. A world where your quirks, your flaws, your unique perspective aren't just tolerated, but recognized as your greatest strengths. This isn't some far-off utopia. It's the reality Jennifer Jackson envisions and champions. And let me tell you, it's a vision that's as exhilarating as it is revolutionary. At the core of Jennifer's philosophy lies a beautiful paradox. The path to true empowerment is paved with the courage to be unabashedly authentic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't personal growth all about changing ourselves? Aren't we supposed to strive to be better, to fit in, to meet society's expectations? We've been conditioned to believe that self-improvement means molding ourselves to fit some idealized version of success. But what if I told you that the most powerful form of growth comes from embracing who you truly are, quirks and all? This is where Jennifer's insights turn conventional wisdom on its head. She posits that personal empowerment isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are. It's about recognizing and celebrating your uniqueness, your quirks, and your inherent strengths. It's about refusing to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's mold or expectations. Let's pause for a moment and really let that sink in. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages about how we should look, act, and think, the idea of embracing our authentic selves seems almost revolutionary. And yet, is this very act of self-acceptance and self-celebration that Jennifer identifies as the key to unlocking our true potential. But here's where it gets really interesting. Jennifer doesn't just stop at self-acceptance. She takes it a step further by introducing a concept that might seem counterintuitive at first, the idea of cheating your goals. Now, before you raise an eyebrow, let me explain what she means by this. In the traditional sense, we often think of goals as rigid, inflexible targets. We set them, and then we strive to achieve them through sheer force of will, often at the cost of our well-being and authenticity. But Jennifer challenges this notion. She suggests that true empowerment comes from being flexible and adaptive in our pursuit of success. Cheating your goals isn't about cutting corners or being dishonest. It's about being smart, creative, and agile in how we approach our ambitions. Think about it this way. When we set goals, we're essentially trying to predict the future. We're saying, this is what I want to achieve, and this is how I'm going to do it. But life is unpredictable. Circumstances change, new opportunities arise. And sometimes the path we thought would lead us to success turns out to be a dead end. This is where Jennifer's philosophy shines. By encouraging us to cheat our goals, she's really advocating for a more fluid, adaptable approach to success. It's about being open to alternative routes, being willing to pivot when necessary, and recognizing that sometimes the most direct path to our dreams might not be the one we initially mapped out. But how does this tie into being unapologetically ourselves? Well, when we embrace our authentic selves, we tap into our unique strengths, perspectives, and experiences. We're not trying to force ourselves into a one-size-fits-all approach to success. Instead, we're leveraging what makes us unique to find innovative solutions and unconventional paths to our goals. Let me share a powerful story that Jennifer told during our interview. It's about Sarah, a young entrepreneur who had always dreamed of starting her own tech company. Sarah had it all planned out. She would get a computer science degree, work for a big tech firm for a few years, and then launch her startup. It was the conventional path, the one everyone told her she should follow. But as Sarah progressed through her degree, she realized something. While she was good at coding, her true passion lay in the creative aspects of tech, the user experience, the design, the way technology could make people's lives better. She found herself spending more time on these aspects of her projects, often at the expense of her core coursework. At first, Sarah tried to fight this inclination. She doubled down on her coding, pushing herself to fit the mold of the typical tech entrepreneur. But the more she did this, the more miserable and disconnected she felt from her work. It was at this point that Sarah encountered Jennifer's ideas. The concept of embracing her authentic self and cheating her goals resonated deeply with her. Sarah realized that her unique perspective, her ability to bridge the gap between technology and user experience, was actually her greatest strength, not a weakness to be overcome. With this new mindset, Sarah completely reimagined her path. Instead of following the conventional route, she decided to cheat her goal. She switched her major to a combination of computer science and design, started freelancing on the side to gain real-world experience, and began building a network of like-minded individuals who appreciated her unique approach. The result? By the time Sarah graduated, she had already launched her first product, a user-friendly app that simplified complex tech processes for non-tech savvy users. It was an instant hit, precisely because it came from Sarah's authentic perspective and leveraged her unique strengths. This story illustrates a crucial point in Jennifer's philosophy. When we allow ourselves to be authentic and flexible, we open up a world of possibilities that we might never have considered otherwise. We're not confined by rigid expectations or conventional wisdom. We're free to explore, experiment, and find the path that truly works for us. But let's be clear, this approach isn't about taking the easy way out. In fact, it often requires more courage and creativity than simply following a predetermined path. It demands that we constantly evaluate and reevaluate our goals and methods. It requires us to be honest with ourselves about what's working and what isn't. And perhaps most challengingly, it asks us to be comfortable with uncertainty and change. This brings us to another key insight from Jennifer: the importance of continuous learning and growth. In her view, personal empowerment isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's not about reaching a point where we have it all figured out. Instead, it's about embracing a mindset of perpetual growth and adaptation. Never stop learning, never stop growing, Jennifer emphasized during our conversation. This mantra isn't just about acquiring new skills or knowledge, although that's certainly part of it. It's about maintaining a sense of curiosity and openness to new ideas and experiences. It's about being willing to challenge our own assumptions and beliefs, even when it's uncomfortable. This commitment to continuous growth is what allows us to stay adaptable in the face of change. It's what enables us to cheat our goals effectively, finding new and innovative ways to achieve what we set out to do. And perhaps most importantly, it's what keeps us connected to our authentic selves as we evolve and change over time. Now, you might be wondering, how do I put all of this into practice? It's one thing to talk about being unapologetically yourself and cheating your goals, but how does this translate into real-world action? Jennifer offers some practical advice on this front. First, she encourages us to regularly take stock of our goals and aspirations. Are they truly aligned with who we are and what we value? Or are they based on external expectations or outdated versions of ourselves? By regularly checking in with our goals, we can ensure that we're always moving in a direction that feels authentic and meaningful to us. Second, Jennifer advocates for embracing failure as a learning opportunity. When we're willing to take risks and try new approaches, failure is inevitable. But instead of seeing failure as a setback, we can view it as valuable feedback. Each failure teaches us something about ourselves, our goals, and our methods. It's an opportunity to refine our approach and get closer to what truly works for us. Let me share another powerful story from Jennifer's experiences. This one is about Michael, a mid-career professional who had always played it safe. He had a stable job in finance, a comfortable life, and by all conventional measures, he was successful. But deep down, Michael felt unfulfilled. He had a passion for environmental conservation that he had never pursued, believing it was too risky to change careers. Inspired by Jennifer's teachings, Michael decided to take a leap. He started volunteering for environmental organizations on weekends, attended workshops and seminars, and began to explore how he could merge his financial expertise with his passion for the environment. His first attempt, launching a crowdfunding platform for eco-friendly projects, failed spectacularly. The platform didn't gain traction, and Michael lost a significant amount of money. In the past, this failure would have sent him scurrying back to the safety of his old job. But armed with Jennifer's philosophy, Michael viewed this setback differently. Instead of giving up, he analyzed what went wrong. He realized that while the idea was good, he had underestimated the importance of building community support for such initiatives. This insight led him to his next venture, a consultancy that helped environmental organizations improve their financial strategies and donor engagement. This time, Michael's venture was a success. By embracing his authentic passion and learning from his failure, he had found a unique niche that combined his financial acumen with his love for the environment. More importantly, he found a sense of purpose and fulfillment that had been missing from his life. This story underscores Jennifer's point about the power of embracing failure and continuous learning. It's not about getting it right the first time. It's about being willing to try, fail, learn, and try again. Third, Jennifer emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who support our authentic selves. This doesn't mean seeking out yes men who never challenge us. Rather, it's about cultivating relationships with people who appreciate us for who we truly are, quirks and all, and who encourage us to grow and evolve in ways that feel true to ourselves. Lastly, Jennifer stresses the power of self-reflection and mindfulness. By regularly taking time to check in with ourselves, to understand our thoughts, feelings, and motivations, we can stay connected to our authentic selves even as we grow and change. This self-awareness is crucial for navigating the complex journey of personal empowerment. As we approach the end of our exploration of Jennifer Jackson's revolutionary ideas, I want to highlight one more crucial aspect of her philosophy, the ripple effect of personal empowerment. When we embrace our authentic selves and approach our goals with creativity and flexibility, we don't just transform our own lives, we also inspire and empower those around us. Think about it. When you see someone living authentically, pursuing their dreams in a way that's true to who they are, doesn't it inspire you to do the same? When you witness someone turning a setback into an opportunity through creative problem solving, doesn't it expand your own sense of what's possible? This is the true power of Jennifer's approach. By empowering ourselves, we create a ripple effect that can transform our communities, our workplaces, and even our society as a whole. We create a world where authenticity is valued over conformity, where creativity and adaptability are prized over rigid adherence to convention. And speaking of creating ripples, Jennifer herself is expanding her influence through the written word. She shared with me the exciting news that she has just published her first book, The Authentic Revolution: Embracing Your True Self to Redefine Success. This book promises to be a game changer, offering readers a deep dive into Jennifer's philosophy and practical strategies for implementing these ideas in their own lives. Now, as we come to the close of this talk, I want to leave you with a challenge that embodies the disruptive, authentic, and empowering spirit of Jennifer Jackson's philosophy. I challenge you to embrace your authenticity with fierce, unapologetic courage. I dare you to look at your life, your goals, your definition of success, and ask yourself, is this truly aligned with who I am? Or am I living someone else's version of my life? I challenge you to identify one goal, one dream that you've been hesitant to pursue because it doesn't fit the conventional mold. And then I want you to find a way to cheat that goal. How can you approach it in a way that leverages your unique strengths and perspective? How can you pursue it in a way that feels authentically you? I challenge you to fail spectacularly at something. Yes, you heard me right. Take a risk, try something new, and give yourself permission to fail. And when you do fail, because failure is inevitable when we're pushing our boundaries, I want you to embrace that failure as a teacher. What can you learn from it? How can it guide your next steps? I challenge you to be a disruptor in your own life and in your community. Question the status quo. Challenge assumptions, especially your own. Be the person who dares to think differently, to live differently. And finally, I challenge you to create your own ripple effect. As you embrace your authentic self and redefine success on your own terms, pay attention to how it impacts those around you. Share your journey, inspire others, and be a beacon of authenticity in a world that desperately needs it. Remember, your uniqueness is not something to be hidden or changed, but something to be celebrated and leveraged. Your quirks, your passions, your unique perspective, these are your superpowers. It's time to unleash them on the world. The path to true empowerment, to real success, isn't about fitting in. It's about standing out. It's about being so unapologetically, authentically you that the world has no choice but to take notice and make room for your brilliance. So go forth and disrupt. Go forth and be authentic. Go forth and redefine what success means to you. The world is waiting for the real you to show up and make your mark. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment. Now, it's time for action. It's time for you to start your own authentic revolution. The world is ready. Are you?